Hi friends, in this video we are going to see a current affairs and which has happened in last 1 year and try to relate how UPSC will try fix up questions on it. So the current affairs what we are going to see today is one nation, one election. So which is in news a lot and we can see it frequently comes in papers in last 3 to 4 months until government passed this bill and act and all. So point is one nation, one elections. Most of the time as a candidate you have a good idea about mains angle. So mains perspective briefly we want to say that one aspect is the intention of one election, one nation, one election is administrative, political and financial aspect. So for example, if you take financial aspect, reducing the cost of elections, and administrative aspect, you can see most of the time civil servants are involved in the additional duty of conducting elections, so that is another advantage. Whereas political aspect is most of the time legislative members are more occupied in their constituency for elections rather than focusing on lawmaking or as a minister implementation of the law. So that's the basic background on one nation, one elections from mains perspective. But the primary intention of this, how we can relate with prelims angle. So one nation, one elections. Whenever you read any current affairs, UPSC will take that lead and try to fix the questions by lateral aspect of asking the questions. They take that as one point, starting point, and try to identify all the various dimensions in that angle. So UPSC's primary intention is, as a candidate, you have this holistic idea about that issue. So it's not only primarily focusing on one nation, one election. So how we can relate that with prelims angles? One is from the aspect of historical dimensions. I'll say what the historical dimensions is. So historical dimension is one angle. So another one is comparative dimensions. Comparative dimension is taking across other democracies. So what is happening in that angle? So whether you have awareness of that dimension, they'll try to ask the questions. And finally, constitutional angle. So constitutional angle is the another one. So if you want to put in simple layman terms, what is one nation, one election is? In our Indian system right now, election commission trying to synchronize the election dates. Simple way of saying it. So they want to have one election date and day where we can see voters simultaneously electing their MPs, MLAs and local government. So that is the primary objective of this. What a historical perspective, how they try to fix the question is, they'll ask from Indian democracy experience wise, this is the first time India doing it. You need to know this fact. This is a factual based statement, they'll give it in prelims. So what the fact says is, one nation, one election, what right now government and election commission is speaking is not a new idea to India. So they say 1951, 1957 and 1962 and 1967. All these elections are simultaneous elections. Were simultaneous elections. Already India had got the experience of simultaneous elections. So first 4 general elections in India was a simultaneous elections. This fact they can give as a statement. So this is the first information you want to know from prelims angle. Second aspect is when you take this one nation, one election, as I said, what is the correlation with other countries? So when you say other countries, which democracy, we need to have good ideas. As India is a parliamentary democracy, so UK is a parliamentary democracy. Is that in UK system we have you have similar ideas? So UK has passed a law called Parliament Act 2011, fixed term. So in this act, what they have said is, first election will be held on 7th May 2015. And on the first Thursday of May every 5th year thereafter. So this is the date they have fixed it. So it's nothing but the idea what we called as synchronizing election dates. So this factual statement can also be given as a prelims statement. I'll repeat, first election will be held on 7th May 2015. So that is the date. On first Thursday of May every 5th year thereafter. So ultimately on the 5th year of May Thursday, there will be an election, first Thursday. So these are the facts you want to know. So British Parliament has similar law. So that is a second information you need to have a good idea. Third aspect is I said about constitutional aspects. So when you're going for one nation, one election, in constitutional wise, what are the things need to be done? So first and foremost thing starts with the amendment to the systems, and as per this amendment, we can relate with the concept of 82nd Amendment Act. Sorry, not 82nd, Article 82nd, 82A. So sorry, Article 82A, which is being introduced as per this one nation, one election. And what the importance of this Article 82A is, there's a term called appointment date. So what it says is, this appointment date is the date on which Lok Sabha elections are being conducted. After that, next election will be from next 5 years. In between, what are the state governments being formulated? Before that, after that, on that particular appointment date after next 5 years, the terms of that state government will be adjusted. So that is coming under Article 82A. So that is there. And similarly, we have this Article 83 and being amended. So it's regarding the role of election commission, which says that before 5 years, 6 months prior, election need to be conducted. All this need to be amended to make sure that one nation, one election is being done. So this is from the constitutional aspect. And how in constitutional aspect other things can also be related is, as you speak about Article 82, current position of Article 82 can also be questioned. Article 82A is the added article based on this one nation, one election. But UPSC will not limit to that. We need to only ask questions on one nation, one election. A statement can also be related to Article 82. And Article 82, the most important thing is regarding what we call as delimitation or readjustment. And the most important aspect is certain informations are there. One is 1971 census, that is allocation of seats, and 2000 census, division of state territorial dimensions. So these two informations are very much important. And also there's another information called first census after 2026. So if you want to put into perspective all these things, 42nd Amendment was added in the year of 1971. So 42nd Amendment added this term called 1971 census till 2000. So that determines the number of MPs in Lok Sabha. So Article 82 was amended under 42nd number, and they have said that 1971 census will be there until 2000. So after that, every census what you take, there will be no alteration of seats. Whereas 87th Amendment Act made that 2001 census will be there for division of state territories. How to split the state, or what you call as constituencies, 2001 census was being there. Then later there was an amendment done, so until that was stretched to 2026. So that is the Article 82, the most important thing. So these are from the constitutional aspect. So we saw from historical aspect, we saw from comparative aspect what other countries are doing, and also we have this aspect of constitutional dimensions, Article 82A and Article 82. And along with this, which is the other area also you need to focus is committees. So when they say one nation, one election, so what are the committees' recommendation on that? And the most important committee we all know is Ramnath Govind committee, the recent one, which recommended for this one nation, one election. So in that there is a term called appointment date, which we discussed under Article 82A. So appointment date is what converted as Article 82A. So that is the first committee, and most of the time you can see that in newspapers a lot, Ramnath Govind committee, and you have a lot of literatures on it. Along with that, what are other committees you need to have good ideas? One is committee or reports, 170th Law Commission report. So this all informations can be a statements. 170th Law Commission report that says reforms on electoral laws. It was given in the year of 1999. And what it says is, during simultaneous elections, and there is a no confidence motion on incumbent government, so you need to have alternate government in the system. So it's not that the objective is only under no confidence motion, they want to remove the government. Simultaneously there should be some alternate government. So that recommendation was given, and so they say that they need to change the rules of procedures and conduct of business in Lok Sabha. So that is the primary aspect. So this was similar to German model. German also have the same ideas and articles in their constitution, which says that whenever there is a no confidence motion against the government, that also includes who is the next alternate for that. So it makes the responsible system. So that is what 170th Law Commission report states that. Next important commission we need to have an idea is Punchik Commission. So Punchik Commission, which speaks about center-state relations, but it has a correlation with one nation, one elections. And one of the major problem for state governments in India right now is regarding Article 356, which we call as presidential rule. And the history in India says that presidential rules are most of the time used for political reasons rather than constitutional reasons. So there comes a recommendation of this Punchik Commission, which says that when any state is being imposed under Article 356, it should not be for the entire state, it should be only for the restricted areas. That is the one they say that, and any emergency should not be extended more than 3 months. So all the statements can be related to one nation, one elections. Overall, when you take one nation, one election, what you can understand is you need to think from historical perspective, comparative perspective, constitutional perspective, and current reports and commissions, what their viewpoint on it, key reports and commissions, that is enough. So this all can be 4 statements given, 1, 2, 3, 4. So ultimate objective of the questions of prelims is from UPSC perspective is that you have a holistic understanding of idea of election. So it can be based on factual questions, all the statements, or based on concept based questions they can also ask. So they can mix 1 or 2 factual questions, factual statements, another thing is concept based questions. For example, Article 82A is a concept based questions which you have clear understanding, whereas historical perspective factual one. So this is how UPSC try to test you in prelims, so that you have holistic understanding of issues what is happening around, because current affairs is only giving an information. Sometimes simple questions on current affairs is information based, but UPSC will take that lead to check your concept clarity and overall understanding of the concept.